This podcast is a part of the Royal We Network.
Spit on me.
I tried to do. I remember you telling me like a relationship, like you gave me a hot tip, and it was like if a girl's asking you, if like your wife or your girlfriend's asking you, like, what do you want for Christmas or whatever, what can I get you? You say, buy me a cologne, go buy a cologne that you like the smell of.
Yeah.
And give it to me as a gift.
Yeah.
I proposed that to Wan Ting.
That way she always thinks you smell fucking sexy.
Exactly. Yeah, right. Yeah. You like that smell.
Yeah.
And I like...
Go get something that you're like, oh man, I love that. And then,
right?
Like, I'll wear it.
Yeah, no, I agree. That sounded like a hot tip.
Yeah.
But I proposed that to Wan Ting, and she's like, no, I don't like cologne. She probably had some weird Asian idea of why colognes are bad. Remember the other day I told you that she thought that meat was full of bug eggs?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a smart girl.
Mm-hmm. It's just...
some things fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like...
It's a land of mysticism. You've ever seen Big Trouble in Little China? That's all you need to know.
that's our everyday. Our everyday is like that.
What the hell?
Oh no, what's that?
Hey, remember this? How things are just like that fucking borderline racist movie?
I wonder, we should get Wan Ting to watch that and think, and like, does this upset you? How many times? Raise your hand every time you're upset.
Yeah. That's the thing. It was one of those movies from another era where it wasn't. It's kind of like how Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah,
yeah, like Temple of Doom and stuff, and the Indian folks in that were like, we eat the monkey brain.
One of my students, whose English is pretty good, and I was trying to get out of him that he was full of shit, but he was like, no,
come on, kid.
He was telling me that his mom told him that there are restaurants you can go to in some countries where they catch a monkey by his neck at the table, and then you crack his head open and eat his brains. Like they do in Temple of Doom, right?
Yeah, where his head is clearly full of Jell-O. Yeah.
Okay? And he's like, apparently it's very good to eat. And I was like, that happens in a movie.
Yeah,
he's
that's
like,
in a movie.
He's like, and also, you're a little kid. Your mom's had this conversation with you that they're catching monkeys eating their brains. And he's like, my mom told me it's good to eat. And I was like, that happens in a movie. He's like, my mom told me.
Yeah. I don't think that happens, but I mean, hey, we don't know. There's got to be some dark places left in the world.
I'm not saying it's never happened.
Right. I don't think I'm with you though. I know what you're saying. I don't subscribe.
I read about it as a place where like there's a
eyeball soup and stuff.
They give you. Well, I mean like fish eyes and stuff.
But this was human. But it was the Temple of Doom.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So if you find a real life Temple of Doom, it might be full of bugs. You've got a Doom room and a Doom kitchen. It's a Temple of Doom.
Right.
Eating eyeballs and monkey brains.
I agree.
And a big guy just goes, ho, 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 and rubs his big brown belly.
Yeah, if someone says, I'm upset about the racism in the Temple of Doom. Like, yeah, it's a shitty place. It's a terrible place.
Yeah.
Doom.
And it was based on, it was like set in a different time zone too.
Yeah, it's Indiana Jones. I mean, we're rehashing Indiana Jones.
Yeah. If they did it now and it was like, hey, here's Indiana Jones in 2017 and
part of me kind of wants them to do things like that.
They did the same thing. It wouldn't fly though. People wouldn't fly. But putting it in a time period to where someone who might be triggered by that and get upset, they're thinking, this took place like, when that's supposed to take place 100 years ago or something.
Right. Usually we bury
How old's Indiana Jones?
We usually bury our social commentary towards the middle of the podcast.
We're starting right off right now.
Welcome to another episode of the Royal We.
Oh, that's right. We didn't do a thing.
We have to listen. There's a formula to this, Nathan. We start with a nonsensical, non-sequitur beginner. Then we enter the show. Then we do the show, which ultimately ends in a real conversation, and then we close it. We started with a real conversation about social injustice and what you could get away with in antique films, antiquities.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that I saw I saw a place. Again, this might not be true. They give you a bird underneath a cloth. At a table, and you have to kill it with your face or something.
What is this? Fear Factor?
Restaurant.
What?
There's like a bird.
Oh, okay. You're thinking of another movie.
That's a movie?
Yeah. That's what happens to the vulture that tries to peck on Conan in Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When they crucify him, and the vulture comes, and he goes, and he kills it with his mouth.
I've never seen anything about that. I can look it up, and I will look it up.
That sounds like a horrible thing.
It does sound like a horrible thing, but there's a thing where like they keep the fish's head alive and they cook the rest of his body. Have you seen that?
I think I have seen that.
Why is that making any better? Or like we
Yeah.
were in Korea and there's all these signs for raw octopus.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
We didn't try it. Did you try it?
No, I didn't try it. I actually didn't even think about it while I was there. We should have tried it. I would try a little piece of it. Like, I think we should have got one and shared it. Because I'm pretty sure one bite. My whole thing is the fact that it can get lodged in your throat and kill you. Yeah, because that's the thing. You got to chew it and mash it up as much as you can because it fights you. And when you start eating it, it starts sticking to the suckers are still alive.
Why do you want that? Who wants
so you've
that?
got to like get it all mashed up as good as you can and swallow super hard so it doesn't, because there's a danger it can cling in your throat and then you're
done.
Yeah, deep six.
Well, this is an episode where you're Dunzo. This is where we welcome guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for downloading, liking, and subscribing. Well, if you haven't listened to us before, we take news, we look at it, we inspect it, we give it a once over. Basically, just read headlines and have conjecture-based conversations.
Yeah.
Fake news, real news, we don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? We've never come to any sort of conclusion. Well,
no, we come to a lot of conclusions.
We come to conclusions.
You'll just be dumber at the end of it. So hang out.
And we do this every week.
No. We're not getting any smarter.
If you guys want to send us headlines, and you should, you can do that at RoyalWeCast on Twitter or RoyalWeCast@gmail.com. You can also send us a little 3-second audio interlude to help us get between topics, because sometimes we need a little help.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank Kat this week for this sound effect.
Quack, 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 quack.
Thank you, Kat. I guess let's get into it.
Let's roll.
Okay, so this is one kind of a little bit of a callback.
Okay.
A little bit of a callback here. Oklahoma detention officer arrested after bringing drugs into jail through burrito.
What?
Oklahoma detention officer arrested after bringing drugs into jail through a burrito.
So he packed a burrito full of drugs and brought it in.
Yeah, you know who he brought that to? Old Burrito.
No way.
I don't know.
Oh.
Burrito was a man we made up.
That's true. I totally been into that. I've been into that drug-laced burrito.
Have you been eating drug burritos?
I've been eating burritos. Drug-laced burritos.
Imagine if you didn't know. You're like, something about this burrito.
Chipotle's banging. I'm sure you didn't give the...
Chipotle is banging. Oh, man.
I'm sure later you're like, I don't think you're allowed to bring in burritos and give one to the prisoner.
Oh, man, that burrito hit the spot.
Yeah.
No,
I'm sure, but he brought it in like it disguised as his lunch, and then he was getting the drugs out and giving them to prisoners for what reason, I don't know. I don't know the way.
Well, he's the detention officer.
Mm-hmm.
Detention officer can bring his own Chipotle lunch if he wants.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he's not giving it to. He's not giving the burrito to a customer, to a prisoner.
You know what I bet it is?
He's going in and he's just using the burrito as a method to smuggle drugs.
Right. I bet you what it is a situation where, like, if you go into the jail, even as the detention officer,
it's like the old filing a cake.
But they're not. They probably pat you down, make sure you don't have anything on you.
Sure.
Right. But then he's got his lunch. He's always bringing a burrito lunch. You're not gonna go look inside the burrito.
Yeah. Once you work there every day, it's just like morning Phil, morning Ted, and then he goes to the thing.
Yeah. Right. Maybe at first they're checking what's in between those quesadillas, but
yeah.
So I mean, I guess he brought burritos in. No, he brought drugs in.
Yeah. I wonder what he was getting out of that. But I mean, we know.
Money.
No, probably. I don't know. He could have been.
Don't stab me.
He could have been threatened somehow. But I mean, yeah.
Remember when I gave you all those drugs, and I also gave you that burrito? Let's not forget the burrito on top of the drugs that I let you eat. A drug burrito.
True. You did give me a tasty.
So when this gang war goes down, please don't stab me.
Right. Or it could be that guy got his talons into the corrections officer. You know, be like, we know where your family is.
Oh shit! Yeah,
my boys on the outside. We know where you live, and we're going to fuck your family up unless you sneak me a bunch of drugs in here so I can sell them.
Yeah,
burritos to keep me on top.
Burritos the kingpin, but yeah, a little chalupa on the outside.
Mm-hmm. Nah, we're gonna fuck you up, turn you into salsa. But they're saying this 100 years ago in a movie of antiquity, so we're in the clear. Let's not Bill Maher this up. Jesus.
Come on, Bill.
I love did you see when he had Ice Cube on his show?
Yeah.
And the first thing Ice Cube said was,
I knew you was gonna fuck up sooner or later.
He's like, I like you, man, but I knew it.
Quack, 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 quack.
Here's another one I found myself. Suspect allegedly shot man with shotgun shell filled with cereal.
Why? Is it like, well, no, do they still make the shells called Birdshot? And it was basically filled with like sand and maybe bird seed and stuff. And instead of like being big pellets,
But you can still kill a bird with that?
yeah, because it was enough to kill a bird and not blow it up and damage like your property. It just shot basically sand or bird. I don't know if it's actually bird seed. It was like sand and
Why would you kill a bird with bird seed? That's just fucking.
That's-
That's rude.
right. I mean,
This is
and
what
then you know
want.
another one's going to come. You just shot seed everywhere. Yeah, that's a circle that never stops.
Why won't these birds leave me alone? But wow. But wow.
Yeah, what's funny, my mom posted something up on social media the other day, and it was a bug. It was the version of that, a bug version of that. It was like a little blaster.
Yeah.
Like a little,
A gun.
yeah, a little gun. It looked like a super soaker, but it blasted sand. You put sand in it, and you pumped it, and it went blam, and it used it to kill bugs. But then you got sand everywhere. But she thought it was funny, and she linked it to me because on the back of it, it said, "No one pities the bug."
Yeah. Good call, Mom.
Good call.
But
yeah, you got
why are you
sand
blasting
everywhere?
sand? I mean, because like,
And if you're walking around as a grown adult, just walking around your property blasting bugs individually with sand, you're doing it wrong.
you can
go
do it
bu-
with kids though.
Yeah, you can give it to your kids. Make hey, there you go. Yeah,
There's the show.
that's what
You
those
can buy a
tickets
couple of
are
those
for.
and be like, here.
You guys go around and kill all the bugs.
They
And
would love. They
yeah, so that way I don't have to spend as much on poison. Because as an adult, you can just go buy fucking poison.
Yeah.
Don't
Right.
walk around with a sand blaster.
There's a guy-
not pitying bugs.
Every now and then I see a guy walking around and he's like in a hazmat suit and he's got a big canister and he's just spraying all the sewers, probably for cockroaches.
oh yeah, here,
Right?
yeah,
And he's got a big fuck off gas mask on. And I walk past him.
yeah. You smell that stuff. Well,
I'm like, I shouldn't be smelling the thing if you're wearing that.
yeah. Maybe it's because he's doing it for so long.
That's what I think, probably.
Yeah. If he
But
did,
this is Asia.
you
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, over at our old place, didn't they? That's maybe another one of those things. I think someone told me since I've been living here, may have been you.
I tell you a
Or
lot of
once-
nonsense.
This doesn't sound true, but I want to believe it, and it sounds great.
Okay.
That just a big truck pulls up, and they take a manhole off, and they put just a big pipe over the manhole, and pump poison gas down into the sewer, or poison, and just go, and they pump it down at strategic places in the city, and it fills up the sewer, and that's what kills all the cockroaches. And
I mean, that sounds plausible.
somebody told me that, and I don't know.
wasn't
who.
me. That wasn't me. That also bet you kills all the miscreants.
Mm-hmm.
Should we kill that?
I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have learned. It's
Yeah.
not going to be listened to.
I'm sure we've learned a dozen times before. It'd be like, man, it's too hot. Just leave it on. If you can hear it, if you hear a noise in the background, it's the air conditioner because it's 1,000,000 degrees.
We live in the tropics. We live in the tropics.
The cock tropics.
We live in the tropics. We're causing cock chaos. There's a man shot another man with cereal, which we just completely were like,
Oh yeah.
let's talk about our own stuff.
I'm guessing that's. Yeah. My mom sent me a funny.
Well, me immediately think about the things but to get prepared for this show, to get prepared for the energy and the mental headspace.
Yeah.
We tried to find the weirdest YouTube videos we could find. And I found a man playing the Mario theme on trumpet while shooting a Glock.
Yeah, and he'd go blam, 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 and it and it was pretty great. But
I agree
that
with
was way
nonsense.
better than the people who tried to play the
Uptown Funk?
the Bruno Mars
They're just out in
song.
the middle of the fucking desert.
And a guy had like 6 guns attached to his drum set and was trying to drum and sing and fire weapons
And
on
it
beat.
looked
And
like he was shooting his cymbal.
he was shooting. He had cymbals setting out in front of him that he was shooting. So you get the bang and then the king, and it was a mess. I mean, it was a fucking shot to the knee waiting to happen.
And he was recording his vocals, which were completely obliterated by the guns.
It was a mess.
Why would anyone do that? And then they were doing something like shuffle dance move where they pass each other guns and taking shots. I was like, why everyone's being asked to be shot?
Yeah, it was like the whole time I'm like,
I knew you was gonna fuck up sooner or later.
Just that'll be a regular occurrence on this episode or just on this podcast.
yeah.
I knew he was gonna fuck up.
No, but I bet he shot the guy with cereal because he's thinking it won't.
Perfect crime.
Yeah, well, no, did it kill him? I'm guessing it didn't kill him.
Allegedly shot man. Just allegedly shot man. We're not even sure if he did it. It was alleged.
Allegedly, and yeah. So I guess if he just went and shot him, that's the whole thing. But I guess you're thinking because if someone's breaking and entering, it's just the end of the world here today.
Thunder.
Just thunder and
Scared the shit out of us just earlier.
oh my god, it was so loud. Like you could feel it. It was like blah, blah. If this was a comic book, it would actually spelled out Krakow real big in orange letters. But yeah, if you were defending yourself in your home,
Why
I mean,
are you
you
filling
could
shells with cereal?
to shoot someone and not kill them, but to
Why
really
would
chap their ass.
cereal? Because there's like salt and stuff.
You could use salt. You could use bird seed. I don't know.
Imagine you try to break into someone's house and you're like, fuck, and they shoot you and you get away and you're just picking sunflower seeds
Fucking
out of your
bird
ass.
seed out of you. That'd be the worst, man. It would burn you up.
Birds would leave you alone.
A shotgun shell blasting anything into you is going to suck.
Let's think. Is there anything that you could get blasted into you with a shotgun that would be all right?
Marshmallow? Is this? It's still going to sting because it's being propelled so
Tequila?
hard. Liquid may not be too bad.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
suspect allegedly did it. He allegedly shot.
I guess if he put it full of that, maybe he was thinking like, I'm going to teach that son of a bitch a lesson.
Right.
So it's all he had, and he just, he's making his own shells.
Could you put anything in there?
Yeah, you can put whatever you want in there. So he probably just made a shell.
Which cereal do you think would be the worst to get shot?
I've been thinking,
Cornflakes or something like that. Those
No.
flakes. What?
Fruity Pebbles. They're small.
Oh,
you
like
get a
Captain
bunch.
Crunch or something? Like one of those?
Captain Crunch might pierce your skin.
Captain Crunch would ruin you.
What about, Sugar Smacks?
Just eating them hurts you.
Yeah.
Cuts the roof of my mouth.
Yeah, Captain Crunch.
Why are you making a food that hurts?
There's a lot of food that hurts.
Like Captain Crunch, what are you doing?
It always messed the top of my mouth up.
There's a lot of food that hurts. Food that hurts.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch hurts you?
I don't know when the last time I've eaten cinnamon toast. I'm not eating cereal, and I couldn't tell you the last time I've eaten a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, I do. I like it a lot, but you can't really get it here.
Yeah.
I used to eat a lot when I was in America. I used to eat a lot of, what's that? What's the one? Oh, Wheaties.
Mm.
I would eat a lot of Wheaties with almond milk and blueberries. I used to eat that all the time.
Are you a champion?
I was a goddamn champion. You know, I also bought that because whenever I bought just those three things together, 9 times out of 10, the cashier would go, "Oh, you eat healthy."
Yeah.
And it always made me feel good.
I have an opposite story of that where I just bought a banana and a loofah.
They said, "No, you're a lunatic."
That's what? Actually, I didn't buy it because I realized as I was going up there, I was like, what am I doing? I think I bought the loofah and stuck the banana in with the bubble gum.
And they're probably like, "God damn it.
I just had a single banana.
You need a loofah?" A loofah's a creature, you know.
Well, this was one of those synthetic, it was like a synthetic plastic sponge. I call them a loofah. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Quack, 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 quack.
So this one was actually sent to us by Toby from the Secret Transmissions. Thanks, Toby.
Yeah. Good show. Check it out. If you like spooky stuff.
Spook Secret Transmission podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's now legal, you can do this now, to challenge someone to a duel in Canada.
Okay. Like a murdering duel? A shooting duel?
It's now legal to challenge someone to a duel in Canada. I guess a shooting duel. You have disrespected me. You have shot my ass with birdseed. I challenge you to a duel.
Well, I never really, I guess it's the whole thing from that. You think that's going to fly in this day and age? Somebody's going to do it. If somebody challenged me, if someone came up to me and said, "Hey, fuck you, man." You know, like say we're at a bar and I bump into a guy and make him spill his drink. And I'm like, "Oh shit, bud, sorry." And then he's like, "No, fuck you. I challenge you to a duel tomorrow." I'd just be like, "No,
I'm good.
no."
Yeah, because you don't want to kill him.
Or I don't want him to kill me.
There's that too, but I mean, like, what I mean is, like, I imagine a duel works in a situation where, like, you're both kind of in the wrong, and, like, if you get to kill him or he gets to kill you, it's a win. But if you bump into him and knock his beer on the ground,
Yeah.
you don't have anything against him, and I guess he could be angry at you, but it's not.
Yeah, I'd just be like, "Shit, man, I'm sorry." You know?
Like, a duel would make sense of, like, you would have been fucking my wife, so I challenge you to a duel.
that's a duel.
Yeah.
And then you get smacked with a glove.
Imagine that was actually a real law. Like, imagine it's like, if you catch a man sleeping with your wife,
We're tired of dealing with it in court. We're just going to.
a simpler law. You can challenge adulterers to duels.
Well, what's to keep the adulterer from just being like, "Nah, I didn't." I guess you have to have proof.
Here's how you prevent that.
You have video evidence.
You stop fucking each other people's wives. And then,
Yeah.
and you won't get shot in duels.
That's true. That would happen one time. A guy gets fucking blasted because if you're
His wife gets blasted, then he gets blasted.
yeah, and he just blasts him. But I'm saying that because if you're challenging somebody to a duel, you've got to have confidence that you're going to win that duel.
Yeah.
You know,
But
because if someone came up to me and was like, "Hey man, you challenge this
what
guy,"
kind of duel? This is like a pistols at dawn, like you step away from each other and then you turn and shoot? Or is it like a square, like a cowboy duel where it's like, draw? How do duels work?
I think a classic duel. Well,
Is the walk away from each other,
It's
yeah?
the same. Yeah, I think that's the classic duel.
And you turn around.
Is they have somebody and they say take 10 paces.
Because
and
that
then
one, you have the gun in your hand and you walk away.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and
The other
shoot.
one's the quick draw at noon, high noon. And you stand there like that. And then somebody twitches weird. And you, blah,
We have a buddy who shot his leg
blah.
trying to do a quick draw. And he pulled the trigger before the gun was drawn and shot a bullet straight down his leg.
Yeah.
And he was in the middle of a custody battle.
For his, yeah.
And he could not go to the hospital and have a self-inflicted gun wound
Yeah.
on his record. So he just stuffed it full of gauze
He taped it
and
up.
taped it up. And then he went to court and tried not to limp.
Yep.
He won. He did win custody.
Yeah.
He was a good guy.
He was a good guy.
Definitely a good
He
guy.
just fucked up.
Yeah, he did. He pulled the trigger too soon. That's how he got the kid. That's how he got the gunshot wound.
I knew you was gonna fuck up sooner or later.
Quack, 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 quack.
Here's a headline I found, and I feel like sometimes here's my sort of wheelhouse. We've been trying to find in my wheelhouse for a little while. It's me not giving a shit about animals in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
That's kind of my wheelhouse, and I don't mean to come across as callous
And eggs.
and giving a shit about eggs.
You give a shit about eggs.
I do. Here's a headline that just made me think, like, why people fight? Why? Even just the effort to type this out was more effort than I would have put into this.
Uh-huh.
A hedgehog, blown up like a beach ball, has been rescued and diagnosed with a severe case of balloon syndrome. SPCA Inspector Sandra Dransfield said it was clear that the animal was suffering a rare condition where the gas collects under the skin. And she, quote, "It's the worst case of balloon syndrome I've ever seen."
Oh my God. Dude, I swear to God, you learned in all my days. We talk about this all the time. It's how every day something happens. Maybe not every day. At least
Every day here at the World Week.
yeah, at least once a week, one of us come up to somebody and be like, "Hey man, did you hear about this?" And you're like, "What?"
Hear the balloons? The hedgehogs are blown up.
That's a thing? I've known people that have owned hedgehogs and that's never came up. Yeah, we gotta watch him. He might swell up like a beach ball.
Beach ball's big, man. Hedgehogs are small.
Oh my God. Clearly he was suffering. I like how you even have to say that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him. Fucking loves it.
Well, yeah, but
Put him in the water
like,
with the puffer fish.
how is this news? They found this. They found a hedgehog blown up like a beach ball.
I'm sure because it's such an oddity. It's in social media these days, man. They probably Instagrammed and tweeted it and then took it and did the whole thing and it just got on fucking Reddit and...
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
But you see how I mean? I'm like, it's just a hedgehog. It's blown up like a balloon. Like,
Yeah, but, I mean, I loved it.
yeah.
I love it.
It is odd. I agree that it's
super odd. And if this had happened 100 years ago in antiquity...
What I'm saying is, so there's a person writing this article.
Right.
There's the SPCA is involved. There's an inspector.
I guess it just needs something to do.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people are involved trying to rescue one animal that's blown up like a balloon.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Kind of like you're kind of saying like there's probably a lot of other stuff out there we could be working on.
But it's like that Seinfeld joke about like scientists find like I can't remember exactly his joke works. Something about melons being hard to hold when they're wet. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. But something about how there's scientists out there researching melons.
Right.
And he's like, there's like cancer and stuff out there. And I'm not trying to posit. I'm not one of those people. I understand that there's a wide amount of research that many people can conduct and that people researching wet melons doesn't stop the research for cancer.
Right.
I'm just saying, fuck the hedgehog is what I'm saying.
But I mean, I guess some people, if that was their hedgehog and they had the money and ability and will to want to fix it, not being like a beach ball.
I suppose if this was someone's pet, yeah.
Yeah, if they just found this thing in the wild.
That's what it comes across. It just says has been rescued and diagnosed. It doesn't say anything about.
Dude, if you came across that in the wild, would you even know what that was?
No, just a big spiky ball.
If I saw a big spiky ball, I'd be like, what the hell, man? What is this? I'd be afraid it would pop.
Shoot spikes everywhere.
Would its little arms be way out? It would just be being blown around by the wind?
What did you find it doing?
I imagine just rolling with the breeze like tumbleweed.
I bet you nothing would even eat it. The things that normally eat hedgehogs,
They wouldn't know what it is. Like a dog would be like, what the fuck? You know, like, just look at it. You ever seen a
dog's like on one hand, ball.
Yeah, ball. I like ball, but it's spiky ball. I don't know what this is.
They would look at you. That would be that dog move. Would look at you and then look at it and then look at you.
Yeah, they'll be like, what's he thinking? I've been hanging out with this thing for a while. He don't know either. I ain't gonna fuck with it. Wait, hold on. I'm a sniff. That smells alive, buddy. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, my dog.
I don't know what that is.
Quack, 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 quack.
Here's another headline that I just don't understand. I like when headlines don't give me anything.
Yeah.
Because they're just incredible in that they gave you nothing. So it's like you're like, it's to get you to click the article.
Right.
But here at the Royal, we have one. We can't forget. I wrote it real big.
Yeah, if we keep, remember the coin. Yeah,
Do we call it the coin? What do we call it? I wrote remember the coin. I can't remember what we call it.
Coin? When you say it like that, it doesn't sound.
We have one.
Card, not coin. Dude, we make this up and we can't remember it.
Big letters.
We remember the coin. And we're just like, what the fuck, coin? coin? What coin? Knife shit.
Nate woke up. He came into college one day, early in the Goof Grease saga that we've been creating, and he just had a note scrawled that he wrote while he was sleeping that just said "knife shit." He was like, "What does this mean? You think?"
I know. I woke up sometime in my sleep being like, "Oh, this is great. This will be great." And then I woke up the next day and looked at it and was like, "What?"
So let's not forget we
Okay.
have a card to play.
Yeah.
We also have a coin now.
Yeah.
Who knows what the coin does?
The tooth.
But we can click one of these, and I've made it so these are all clickable. We can click. I kept them all. This time.
Nice.
I haven't read any of these articles.
That's the way to do it,
I
buddy.
know. Listen, man, we're episode 103 now.
You gotta step this game up. One little step at a time.
Little tiny.
Baby step. Little baby round hedgehog step.
Oh, baby roll. Okay, so look at my little baby roll.
Fucking roll hog.
Roll hog. This article gave me nothing. This
Okay.
headline is nothing.
Okay.
I almost put it in the episode last week, but I thought like, oh, it's almost nothing, but I think it's good. Man dies after swimming with new tattoo.
Seems like I remember you saying that, or maybe I read that.
But the
Wait,
thing,
did we not talk about that last
did
week?
we talk about that last week? Man dies after swimming with new tattoo?
I almost think we did, and kind of were like, meh. I guess it just got infected because it's sort of like an open wound. You got to keep it protected and covered and salved until it scabs and heals, and then
Maybe he went swimming in a pond?
I bet he went swimming somewhere where the water was contaminated. It'd be like swimming. So if he had he got a big back tattoo.
Oh, it's just a big wound. In his
Yeah,
head.
and then he goes swimming and it just gets all infected and he goes into septic shock and dies.
Oh, like a dummy.
Like some kind of dummy. Yeah, I'm sure they told him.
Don't go, hey,
Hey man,
I know it's a hot day, but don't go down that creek.
don't go swimming in the creek with your new tat.
But I want to show all the boys down at the creek my new tat. Show it to them. Don't go in that water.
Well, you know they're going to challenge me to cannonball. They're going to say, hey, tattoo, cannonball.
His name's already tattooed?
Yeah, he's the only one with a tattoo. So they just call him Tattoo.
That's why I showed up.
He's also really short and goes deep lane.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God. God damn, that was lame.
Even for us.
That was stupid.
Even for us. Oh, no.
Quack, 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 quack.
Woman says pricey vitamin. This is great. This is great because I can imagine. I feel like, so you're familiar with the alignment system in Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
You and I are in the good sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think we're like chaotic good.
Yeah.
Right? But if you bring yourself down to like chaotic neutral,
I think I'm chaotic neutral.
you think?
Yeah, well,
I would say I lean more towards good.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Probably chaotic good most of the time, but sometimes you get a little chaotic neutral. I've got a pretty low fuck it point
Yeah.
where I'm like, fuck it.
If we were, because we're pretty chuckle fucky, and we also don't care too much. But
Yeah,
because
I
we're
wish.
kind of decent people, we don't do things like this, I'm about to say.
Okay.
But if we were more towards the, like,
Right.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia guys,
Oh, yeah.
we would do this more, like chaotic evil, or just like,
Yeah.
you know. Woman says pricey vitamin bottle from Shoppers Drug Mart was filled with dried pasta. Now, the way I took that was,
Someone was trying to pass pasta off as vitamins.
I understand that the people are selling dried pasta saying it's vitamins. But I just considered maybe the store is scooping them vitamins off, putting dried pasta in its place, and sealing it back up.
Oh, that's what I was saying.
But I thought maybe because,
This lady's like,
we live in a land of mysticism.
Mm-hmm.
People are eating the fins off sharks, throwing them back in the water.
yeah.
You could just put pasta in a bottle and say,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, did they even shape it? I mean, sure there wasn't just like little macaronis in there.
I imagine a little, like, penne.
Yeah,
Or just, like, the little broken spaghetti.
Yeah, what? Shh. You'd think if they were like making their pasta at home, like little gnocchis.
How many pills do you think she took before?
I mean, it must have immediately just tasted like pasta.
Do you think she put it in her mouth?
She just rolled it out and was like, what?
It's just a macaroni.
That just looks like pasta.
A single bow tie. The hell?
Italians.
They've been,
I don't know, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if we were up to no good,
You'd be like, but yeah, because you've got to be. That's so you said, yeah, that's chuckle fucky to the point. It's like, fuck people. They'll never catch us.
I was thinking about this. I saw another article. I didn't include it here, but there's like, there was like a guy at Bonnaroo or something. He got caught selling people fake drugs. Right? And he said he was doing God's work. Something like that. I can't remember the headline exactly. It's a pretty straightforward story. I didn't include it. But the idea is that's kind of a perfect crime if you go to these shows, right? No one's going to remember who you are.
Right.
You have to do something where people can't really.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be on the DL, and then you just give them nothing.
Well, I know a big thing at a lot of is people will come up and be
It's like ibuprofen or something.
but no, they'll actually give people like, at festivals and stuff, and somebody will come around like under the guise of, just sharing the love, like passing out. We've got some edibles here. They're passing out like cookies or brownies or
And
something.
Just cookies?
No, they're actually laced with like fucking knockout drugs.
Like
so people eat them and they get knocked out, and then
Rohypnol?
they
Like Rohypnol?
yeah, and stuff like,
Roofies and stuff?
yeah, like basically roofie them. Then when everybody passes the fuck out, they steal all their shit. Yeah.
The hell? Don't take drugs from strangers.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. You should never do that. Don't take a drug from a stranger.
Don't take drugs from strangers. Don't roofie strangers.
Always know your dealer. And then,
Trust your dealer.
but see, I would never do it, but that lean towards the other side, I'm like, that's a good idea.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's a good idea.
It's kind of like we talk about the gypsies throwing babies at each other. Not each other. Throwing it. You remember that story?
Something.
The gypsy throws a baby at you. When you catch the baby, they steal your stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Where they get the baby, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's a whole. What was that episode?
it's like I always think about like faith healers.
Mm-hmm.
Or those magnets. But the thing is, I'm of two minds about those magnet bracelets. Those magnet bracelets that are like, oh, we'll heal you.
Or like the pad you put on the bottom of your feet that's supposed to suck out the toxins.
Right. I had a buddy who had an aching back. His back just was fucked up or something. He just hurt all the time. And he couldn't keep going to the doctor. He didn't know what the fuck. So he got one of those magnet bracelets. And I saw him with it. And I was like, come on. And I read him a riot act of like, doesn't mean anything, blah, 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 blah. I gave him the whole. And he's like, my back doesn't hurt anymore. And I'm like,
okay, yeah.
at the end of the day, it's bullshit, but it worked for him.
Right. It's like a lot of those things, like you get a lot of those,
Like, it didn't make his back, it didn't do anything to fix his back, but he feels better, and that's good for him.
I mean, I see how certain things, those fringe medicines may have an effect on one person. But that's the thing with them. They can't make a drug, or the FDA or something can't promote an herb or a supplement or something just because it's like anecdotal evidence of like a group. They've got to be able to test it on a huge group of people and all get the same results.
Right.
Like this will work for almost everybody and it's safe. But you take stuff that's not, it might not work for 80% of the population. There might be 20% of the people that take it and it might work for them.
It might make your tongue black.
Yeah, it could do something. It might fucking, help your, I don't know, ass.
Might help your ass.
Might help your ass.
That's all shot up full of birdseed. Okay, here's one that we talked about briefly. And it's kind of ridiculous. I couldn't find the exact headline that you were referring to, but this is kind of a long headline, so bear with me. Mozambique police warn bald men after ritual attack. Some people in Mozambique believe that, so this headline really gets into what's going on. Some people in Mozambique believe that the heads of bald men contain gold.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How many, you kill one bald guy, you realize his head is not full of gold.
Yeah.
And then you stop killing bald guys.
We texted this back and forth for a minute because I think your response was like, because I was like, what are people thinking? I was like, what?
I can understand the thought process. That guy's got a weird head. What's up? He doesn't have any hair. Maybe there's gold inside. I mean, that's a leap.
That's a fucking leap.
That's a leap. It is a leap. It is a leap. I agree with you. It's a leap. But you kill that guy and you realize there isn't gold, and then you tell everyone.
It was like witch doctors or something telling people to do it, right? Wasn't it like a shaman or a witch doctor or something convincing people to do it?
All I have here is the
headline that I remember us talking about. It was like witch shamans or witch doctors.
Sometimes we can piece the story together by reading multiple headlines with the same story.
Yeah, and it was like
just piece headlines together.
It said there's like a shaman. I want to say shaman. Maybe it wasn't shaman, and it definitely wasn't witch doctor, but it was something like that, or a spiritual leader, somewhere wherever this is.
I want some of that bald gold.
Who was convincing people to go kill bald people for whatever devices he'd come up with for needing to do that. And they're like, I don't know, I'll tell all these poor folks there's gold in bald men's heads and they're so can you imagine being so desperate that you're like,
I mean, drugs must be involved. If you're like on meth or something, I could see you getting tricked into thinking that bald people have gold in their heads.
But what if they weren't? Maybe this is just a place that's so isolated and so remote that there's so many of those myths and they believe in things of that nature so wholeheartally. It's so part of their culture that if a spiritual leader tells them that, I mean, you have like cults that fucking off all of them, thinking they're going to go live in a hollow.
I get it.
Yeah. But damn.
I agree. But I just don't understand how it gets going. That's my point.
Yeah, it's got to be something like that. It can't be people who are.
The thing is, you know what? There has to be.
You think at one point, one guy
had gold in his head.
Had gold in his head. just a absolute freak show out there. Had a head full of gold.
And they're like,
Wait, wasn't there like some kind of limerick or something? It's like, I don't know, but I've been told that guy's head is full of gold. Or maybe I'm just thinking that now. I don't know, but I've been told. That's not a limerick. That's a military march. Or maybe, I don't know what
but I've been told that bald fella's head is gold.
I don't know, but I've been told bald men's head are full of gold. And to sound off, here, right, all right.
Stab him.
Hey, fall in back there.
What is it? Does every line start with I don't know, but I've been told?
I think so. I don't know, but I've been told. Bald men's head. No, what
are those called? Military
march, some kind of march.
Marching.
Cadence? Is it a cadence?
Get that. Did marching cadence head gold?
Maybe that's. I'm sure that's just popping in my head because we're talking about it.
Old King Cole? Okay. Old King Cole was a merry old soul. And a merry old soul was he.
No, that's not how that. That's not how it goes.
Lightning struck. And down they fell. Instead of getting to heaven, they went straight to hell. Sound off.
1, 2.
Sound off.
3, 4.
Dino the dog was on the bone. Well, Fred and Bonnie rocked the microphone. There was nothing but Fred or Bonnie could do.
What are we doing?
Yabba dabba do.
Yabba dabba do. This was made after Flintstones? What are we doing?
Let's write one right now for the old. If you're gonna,
okay.
There's a old bald man's head is full of gold. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know, but I've been told that a bald man's head's full of gold. That's the first line.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know, but I've been told that bald man's head's full of gold.
Shaman told me knock him dead. Crack open that bald man's head.
Sound off.
1, 2.
Sound on.
3, 4.
Did they say sound on after?
I thought you just read it. I don't know.
I wasn't reading. I was making stuff up.
What? Why you have it up?
Okay, that's not okay. All right.
We've lost anyone who is listening to this. What the fuck is that? What are they talking about? Well, like, imagine being so poor that you would think it's a good idea to crack open a man's head for the chance that there was gold inside. Skip forward 1 minute, and bald man here full of gold, sound off, ding dong.
This there's some shows like that. Like It's Always Sunny is kind of like that. Like if you leave the room and come back,
yeah.
Like, what are they doing now?
I always said that one of my friends years ago, he's like, yeah, man, come over. We'll hang out, watch a movie or something. I was like, all right. And it started out, we're sitting there.
The movie Dune.
Yeah. We ended up sitting there and having this like really like lengthy conversation about like music, about like an album that come out. And it was like really having an in-depth conversation about this album and this band and like their progression and all this stuff. Then there was just a lull in the conversation, kind of like we're like, oh yeah. Like we were both like, oh, good points all around. Then there was a pause and he goes, you want to get high and watch RoboCop? And then if you could have went like, and 5 minutes later, dude, he's laying in the floor laughing uncontrollably. And I'm just sitting there like watching the fucking Murphy getting blasted away. I was like, and then it hit me and I went, dude, 10 minutes ago we were having the most meaningful conversation, it seemed like. And then we just started laughing. He was laying on the floor going, nematode.
I love the characters in your life. The characters in your life crack me up. Let's do one more and get on it.
Yeah.
This one made me laugh out loud when I found it.
Okay. You LOL'd?
I LOL'd. Pilot asked passengers to vote on whether he should fly a plane with faulty engine.
So I'm guessing they were telling him to take off. I bet someone was telling him like, fuck it, take off. And he's like, it's like when Gordon Ramsay, they're trying to serve shit in the kitchen. And he's like, that's what you're serving these paying people? Fuck off. And then he goes out and gets the customers and goes, would you expect your burgers to be made fresh or frozen? Fresh, of course. He's like, well, they're fucking frozen. This engine doesn't fucking work. It doesn't work. Fuck off, you.
Yeah, I agree with you. But there's the
engine off on the tarmac.
I love to imagine who voted. Yeah,
who voted go ahead?
Yeah, no, I'm cool. I gotta get to Dallas.
Well, I read there's I'm always searching for cheap travel options. And I found some of these like really cheap deals on these planes. But I read one of the things, they're not allowed into European airspace because of safety concerns. And they fly mainly around like Malaysia and places like that. There's one company that just has one plane and it flies one route. It's just like a couple of dudes that got together, pulled their money, got a jet, found the pilot, and opened up a fucking airline that goes between like fucking Singapore and Phuket. And they were like,
this is your kind of speaking.
We're not going to be allowed to fly into British airspace because...
let's go ahead and take this to a vote. This is a democracy up here on fucking airlines, and
I meant Phuket. They were flying between Phuket. Anyway.
Oh, right.
But fuck it. We're on fucking airline.
Listen, I meant Phuket. We're international. We're two international boys here on the Royal We. We've been to a handful of countries here between the both of us. You know, one Ting's been to 33 countries.
That's insane.
My girlfriend has been to 33 different countries.
She's a traveling fool.
Yeah. That's going to do it for us this week.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's hot. I want to thank Kishibashi for letting us use his song, Intro/Pathos. Pathos of the album 151A. I also want to thank Kat for this sound effect.
Quack, 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 quack.
Thank you, Kat. Super fan of the show. I also want to thank any of you who sent us headlines, which I don't think any of you did this week.
Yeah, we had a lull there because we had a couple weeks of clip shows.
Clip shows. We were doing international stuff.
Yeah.
We're doing it with the international boys up there in Korea wearing dresses, walking around. You guys should send us some headlines. Just if you find something and go, I bet you these boys, what could Nate and Sam have something to say about that? Send it over here at Royal WeCast, at Royal WeCast on Twitter, royalwecast at gmail.com.
Yeah.
At Gmail. So.
Gmail.
Gmail. That's the business.
That's it.
Toby sent us a headline.
Oh, yeah.
So thank him.
Yeah.
I almost forgot about him.
Yeah.
How could I forget
Secret Transmission.
Secret Transmission podcast. There's no it's just Secret Transmission. Oh, wait a minute. The card.
The coin. Remember the coin. Damn, we almost didn't make. Oh, man. We got it. Okay, so what do we got here?
We got, Mozambique gold. That's kind of cool. I mean, we know.
What is it?
Mozambique gold. The head gold. Old gold. Bald gold.
That's a good one.
Cereal. Drugs and burritos.
Nah, those
pasta vitamins. The hedgehog balloon. I kind of hope there's a picture.
Me too. You want to do
hedgehog here that I need to talk about?
Well, it's either hedgehog balloon or
I'm going hedgehog balloon or vitamin bottle. Dried pasta.
I kind of think I kind of feel like I know what happened with the
pasta.
With the pasta.
You want to click the hedgehog one? Hope there's a picture.
Yeah.
All right, let's play the card.
We'll throw it up on our Twitter.
How do I click that? Okay.
That ain't so big.
All right, good night, guys.
I was really disappointed.
Good night, Dad.
This looks like a porcupine.